Walang forever. The joke lang.
Ayan, everyone. Wow.
Dapat pala ni-write ko every kapitbahay.
Every kapitbahay. Everybody.
Yeah. Well,
Ah.
Hindi naman malayo.
Oh.
mas mahal lang sale dito.
Hello mga kapitbahay. It is I, your Mayora Frances of Home Buddies, and I'm calling this budget hearing in session. Today's big questions, ano nga bang ideal solar setup batay sa inyong kuryente bill? At ilan ang mga years bago mag-ROI? So, usapang solar at spending, magkakambal yan. Gawin na natin tong usapan na to. This is episode 2. Mga kapitbahay, let's talk about solar setups. How do solar rooftops really work? Ano nga ba ang components na kailangan? And what unique energy needs do those in Metro Manila and the provincial areas have that solar can address? So, special ang episode natin today because we have not one but two experts who can help. We're joined today by Engineer J.R. Salinas, President of Salinas Solar Services, a solar power system installer based in Bataan. And with us is Mr. Gerard Bautista, the marketing head of Helios Solar, a residential solar provider here naman in Metro Manila. So, kamusta po kayo?
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for the opportunity, Mayora. As I've mentioned to you earlier nung nagkikwentuhan tayo, sabi ko nga, nag-reach out na ako sa'yo before na gusto ko mag-participate sa mga ganitong discussions, and I'm very grateful na nandito na tayo ngayon at marami tayong info na pwedeng ma-share sa mga kapitbahay natin.
Yes, very good. Kayo, sir, kamusta naman today?
Very, very honored to be here, no? Again, I think we initially had discussions also before, and this is the perfect avenue talaga para ma-educate natin ang ating mga kapitbahays. Yep.
So today's special because we have perspective. Siyempre, ang Home Buddies, hindi lang tayo Metro Manila. We are nationwide.
Yes.
Kaya nga 3.4 million. Woo! So simulan natin, very basic questions. I also have paper here for some questions that I will require you to like answer. Pero hindi naman kailangan. If you want to compute, pwede rin yun ang
Sure. Compute ba tayo?
Mukhang kailangan.
Okay, first question. What is the most common rooftop solar setup in the Philippines? Whether in Metro Manila or in the province, kung magkaiba ba? And ano yung setup, ano yung kailangan? So, who wants to be?
Yeah, well, I go first na.
Yes,
sir. So,
sige, ikaw.
yeah, you've mentioned kanina, Mayora, we're a Bataan-based company. Majority of our system owners are from Bataan. We've installed more than 1.5 megawatt of solar power systems, particularly in Bataan as well. And we can safely say that 80 to 90% of our system owners are going into hybrid na. So we'll definitely, we can speak about our consumptions, our requirements, and even our objectives in the province. And mostly, naglilinto sa paggamit talaga ng hybrid systems compared to choosing grid-tied systems.
Why is hybrid more popular sa Bataan specifically?
Oh yeah, that's a very good question. No, one thing that we can say about the majority of having the more numbers of hybrid systems is that most Bataeños, or I should say, karamihan sa mga kababayan namin is more on they are wanting to have an independency pagdating sa kuryente. There are several instances na nagkakaroon ng power interruption sa Bataan, and because of that, more Bataeños are leaning doon sa hybrid systems. It's because gusto rin nila ng comfort, gusto nila nung reliable power source pagdating sa kanila. And I should say that most Bataeños are working class, meaning to say most of the time, gabi sila nasa bahay, and that means mas magiging effective sa kanila or more feasible for them to switch or to choose hybrid solar power systems.
Nice to hear that. And mamaya, pag-uusapan pa natin yung hybrid system.
Sure.
So let's move on to Metro Manila. Same din ba na hybrid ang popular? Or is it mas on-grid or grid tie sa
With
Metro?
majority of the residential houses, yung clients namin right now, no, I would say almost the same numbers. Probably a little bit higher than when it comes to more households preferring yung ating mga hybrid systems. It's apart from, of course, majority sila is nag-work sa umaga, tapos sa gabi lang talaga nila fully na-utilize yung electricity nila, it will be more beneficial for them and mas magagamit nila ng tama yung kanilang mga electrical system. I mean, kanilang mga solar systems. Yep.
Ayan, dahil nga napag-usapan natin yung hybrid, let's talk about what is hybrid setup? What are the components and how does it work na even gabi, gagana, wala namang araw sa gabi. So, maybe you can start
I
first.
can start. Yep. Okay. So right now, for hybrid systems, diba, ang usual kasi before, it was panel and then may inverter tayo to really convert yung DC to AC. But right now, given with the increased technology in solar systems, hybrid is meron ka ng battery included in your system where you can store energy. So kumbaga, if merong mga excess na kukuha yung solar panels mo na na-generate for your house, naso-store nila dun sa battery. And eventually, kapag napuno yung battery mo, that's something that you can use kapag sa gabi. And at the same time, if magkakaroon ng mga power interruptions, pwedeng mag-switch yung system mo na kukuha lang siya directly dun sa yung battery. So, kumbaga, kahit meron kang brownout or blackout in your area, at the end of the day, meron kang magagamit na a few hours of storage.
And then you mentioned earlier, there's also on-grid or grid tie.
Yeah.
Ano naman yun?
Sure. So, as Sir Jerry mentioned kanina, we do have hybrid systems. We also have grid-tied systems, and I also have to mention yung off-grid systems natin, no? Kasi meron pa din sa Bataan na naka-off-grid. So just a short, a very, very brief description pagdating sa grid-tied muna tayo. No? Most of us call the grid-tied systems as the purely savings system, meaning to say, during daytime natin siya nagagamit. Unfortunately, during power interruption, unlike the hybrid system, during power interruption and during nighttime, hindi gumagana technically yung ating grid-tied system. Now, on the other hand, yun naman yung sinosolve ng hybrid systems natin. Since si hybrid system is meron tinatawag na battery or battery system, we can use that during nighttime and even during power interruption. So, that's the main difference between grid-tied and a hybrid system. Well, lastly, yung off-grid naman, mostly nakikita po natin yung off-grid system sa mga isolated areas. So may mga areas tayo na wala pang electric connections, wala pang wirings, particularly yung mga far-fetched, may mga resorts pa na ganyan, may mga communities na far-fetched pa. So mostly off-grid systems ang nilalagay natin doon. So again, just to give a brief background, grid-tied systems, no battery. Hybrid systems, may battery. Pag full off-grid system, technically kay battery ka lang nakaasa, I should say.
I'm curious, in Metro Manila, meron bang naka-off-grid?
Right now, parang wala pa.
Wala.
Wala pa kasi masyadong, I mean, right now yung Meralco kasi natin, I mean, or yung electrical utility provider natin ngayon, widespread naman in Metro Manila. So, very little or probably sa mga isolated areas lang talaga meron. Dito, kung meron pa man, no, sa Metro Manila. But yeah, so far, parang wala naman masyado.
Yeah, and off-grid, again, mas makikita mo siya madalas mayora sa mga far-fetched off areas, isolated areas, isolated communities na they're needing some power and they have no other choice instead of installing long measurements of wires, edi mag-install na lang tayo ng solar power system.
Tama. And to further visualize kung anong setup yung bagay para sa mga kapitbahay natin, mag-imagine tayo ng tao for every setup, di ba? Anong, well, let's start by playing a game.
Sige po.
So, of course, you have sheets in front of you. You can answer your question. Kung gusto nyo mag-compute, you can do it. And then, mamaya, i-reveal natin sabay.
Sure.
So, okay, bawal ang kopyahan, guys. Kayong mga nanonood, check nyo if nag-cheating sila.
Kahit magkatabi.
Short answers lang. Okay? And then later, we'll just explain the answers. So, who is most likely to benefit from having a grid tie setup? Ano yung...
Most likely?
Oo. Anong persona? If gusto nyo, pangalan ng tao, and then anong trabaho nila, anong edad nila. Baka may nanonood kasi sa atin na sila to, di ba? Baka yung mga kapitbahay natin dyan. Ano bang mga pangalan nyo? Si John, si Mark, Stephanie. Hindi ko alam. Sabi lang ako random names. Okay. Who will benefit from grid tie? 1, 2, 3, reveal. Wow, magkaiba ng answer. Sir, ikaw muna. Heavy daytime user. Ano ibig sabihin yan?
Oh well, technically this is this includes no yung mga kapitbahay na natin na madalas nasa loob lang ng bahay. Maybe they are working from home. Ang trabaho nila is during the daytime hours like 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. nasa bahay sila. It's because pag heavy daytime user ka, meaning to say mas mataas yung consumption mo during nighttime or even the same, it's one way na mas magiging efficient yung system mo. It's because ginagamit mo siya. Particularly for grid-tied system na, as I've mentioned earlier, si grid-tied system is for daytime use only.
Kaya siguro no, nire-recommend, I've heard a lot of tips online na kapag grid tie ka, lahat ng chores mo daw gawin mo sa umaga.
Oh, yes.
Maglalaba ka, magluluto ka, magnood ka ng Netflix. Gawin mo na lahat sa umaga, tapos sa gabi, tulog na lang.
Exactly.
Okay, si Sir Gerald naman sabi niya business. Oh,
Yes.
ano naman?
So I think for grid tie systems, no, very, very important na mag solar kayo ng grid tie because usually ang operations yan in the morning, di ba? Para mag-open kayo ng mga 6 a.m. or 8 a.m. and then mag-close kayo ng mga 6 p.m. Mas mama-maximize nyo yung inyong mga solar systems and dyan natin makikita na mas, mas dependable kasi sa umaga talaga ang solar natin.
Tama nga naman kasi pag business, sa gabi, ang ano lang gastos nila dyan, CCTV na lang. So, oo.
Very
So,
minimal.
depend. Tama.
Yes.
Okay. Now, let's see, sino naman ang magbe-benefit from having an off-grid setup?
Off-grid setup.
Yeah.
Okay.
Saan sila nakatira? Anong lifestyle nila? Baka surfers sa Siargao. Sino kaya ang magbe-benefit the most? Ayan. Okay, parang mayayamanin yung sagot. Okay, reveal. 3, 2, 1. Papers up. Ooh. Isa, resort owners. What a dream. Isa naman nakatira sa isla or farm, mga haciendero. Okay, so quickly expound on your answer.
Yeah, again, choosing off-grid systems, so I should say it requires huge capacity ng battery, no? So, ito yung particularly mga resort owners or resorts na wala pang current na connection ng kuryente nila. But again, if you have the ability or merong way to connect pa rin, better pa rin mag-hybrid. But yeah, if your resort is or if your area is already isolated, wala pang linya ng kuryente, and it is much more costly, instead of magpalagay ka ng linya ng kuryente, why not magpa-solar ka na lang? Mag-invest ka na lang din ng malaking pera para sa mahabang linya ng kuryente, lagay mo na lang sa solar.
Oo, tsaka pag mahaba daw yung linya ng kuryente, mas marami yung distribution charges at system loss, di ba? Ganun yun. Ito naman, nakatira sa Isla of Farm.
Okay, so usually ba, as mentioned kanina, it's really more of the isolated places and mahirap talaga magpakabit nowadays. And iba-iba rin di use per province or per area. So malaking tulong talaga if nakatira kayo sa isla na may resort or probably sa farm na medyo talagang hekta-hektare yung layo sa sibilisyon or sa city. I think it's very, very important na you consider solar talaga.
I have a question though. Habang lumalaki ba yung, kunyari, kilowatt hour setup nung battery or nung konsumo nila, mas malaking area ba yung kailangan? Or can solar panels be stacked or 90 degrees?
I guess I have to
Yeah,
answer that. Yeah, so
I can add.
yeah, well, again, having a solar power system doesn't mean na kaya na nating kunin lahat ng consumption natin. As you've mentioned, Mayora, we have to still consider the area ng paglalagyan natin ng solar panel. So, still, we are very limited. We are still limited kung ilan ba yung roofs, ilan yung space for our solar panels. It's because, let's say for example, we have a farm or we have a resort or meron kaming maliit na space doon o maliit na bahay na kailangang i-power up. And this particular setup requires a little bit of power only. So, meaning to say, mas maliit na space yung kakailanganin niya. Whereas halimbawa naman nasa bahay ako,
Yeah.
nasa residential house ako o nasa residential place ako, and then maliit yung kanilang bahay, let's say for example 30, 40, 50 square meters, but then again, yung aircon nila
Tatlong
apat.
aircon.
So regardless of the space that you have or regardless of the consumption na gusto mong kunin, it still depends on kaya bang supplyan ng solar panels yung consumption na kailangan ko or yung power requirement ko.
So tama nga. So habang lumalaki yung requirement mo, mas malaking floor space yung kailangan or roof space.
So we can say na that's directly dependable.
Yeah.
The more na mas malaki yung kailangan mong power requirement, the more space you need
Yeah.
para sa
More
solar.
panels you need also.
Yeah, exactly.
Kaya mahirap, I guess that's the reason mahirap mag-off-grid sa Manila. Kasi,
Oh yeah.
di ba, kahit na gusto mo and capable ka, may pera ka, pero if you don't have land
Enough,
space for that.
of course, Mayora.
Then di
Correct,
kaya.
correct. That's a very good point. That's a very good point.
Okay. Lastly, for hybrid, sino ang pinaka magbe-benefit dyan? Will you please write your answers down? Ang interesting nung topic natin, no? Kasi at least na-imagine na ng mga tao, if I can relate to it, diba, then, ito yung bagay sa akin. But of course, case-to-case basis pa rin. So, just to give you an idea.
Sorry, hindi pa tapos.
Go lang. Okay. 3, 2, 1, reveal. Ayan, everyone. Wow. Homeowners with day jobs. Okay, ito muna tayo kasi
Okay.
everyone madami yan.
Okay, so for homeowners with day jobs, kasi usually wala sila sa bahay. And it's very, baka usually, ano lang yan, ref or baka isang electric fan ang naka-open sa umaga. And at the end of the day, kapag umuwi sila, doon kasi talaga nila mabe-benefit yung solar systems nila. So I remembered before meron kaming client na grid tie yung in-install sa kanya. And unfortunately, paragi silang wala sa bahay. So, kasi lahat sila nag-work na, even yung mga anak niya. So, we had to redo yung system niya to make sure na it's hybrid. And doon nila mas nakikita yung significant decrease in electric bills nila. So, for example, if it's in the high 10,000s, ngayon, below 10,000 na yung bill nila. And it's because it was redesigned to make sure na pasok doon sa kailangan ng kapitbahay natin.
Of course, of course.
And for everyone,
Kaya, dapat pala ni-write ko every kapitbahay.
every kapitbahay,
Well,
everybody.
yeah. Well, I can safely say that if and only if we all have the capabilities, particularly on the financial side, what I would recommend or what we would normally recommend is go with the hybrid systems, right? Our goal definitely is to save, but at the end of the day, if you're looking forward, if you're looking in the future, I should say in 5 or 10 years, ang inahabol na natin dito is not the savings, but the independency na. No, so if everyone is fully independent and we cannot say kung paano yung takbo ng merkado o ng market natin, definitely having a hybrid system or at least a hybrid ready system will definitely have you this advantage for a lot of people na mag-choose nung hybrid system.
I heard those. Syempre ako din, as an interested magpa-solar for my parents. Ako kasi naka-condo ko, so wala akong choice. For now. Pero sabi ko sila, mahal ang battery. So, with the hybrid system, and I also heard from our previous guest na solar systems now are modular.
Yeah.
In a sense na, kung ito lang afford mo now, ito lang pakabit mo,
course.
pero pwede mong dagdagan as
Of
time
course.
goes
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
So, with hybrid, can it work initially, kunyari, parang grid type pa siya. Kasi hindi pa afford ng tao pumili ng battery. Ang afford niya pa lang solar panels and the inverter.
Yeah, I think what Sir mentioned kanina, di ba? Pwedeng hybrid ready. Meaning, yung system na ipapakabit mo is hanggang panels lang and then yung inverter. Pwedeng to follow yung battery. So, kasi meron tayong, depende kasi sa consumption. So, in the future, kapag nakikita ng homeowner na parang, ay, lumalaki na yung consumption ko, doon na siya magdadagdag ng battery. And at the same time, in the future, pwede rin niyang i-consider na magdagdag ng isa o dalawa pang battery just to really cater doon sa kanilang consumption.
And yes, to add lang din, Mayora, na to, and to answer your question, definitely you can add batteries and you can add solar panels, but depending on the specifications and the capacity of our inverter as well.
So, my question there, buti you mentioned that. Kasi kunyari, pag tiles, di ba? Ang hirap pag, kunyari, bumili ka 5 years ago netong tile na ito yung design. Pag bumalik ka dun sa same store, wala na sila nung specific tile na yon. So, ngayon, yung bungi-bungi, di ba? Kumbaga, itsura ng bahay. Is it the same for solar panels na madali lang kabitan ng ibang brand or ibang model? Or dapat kung ano yung binili mo from 5 years ago, after 5 years, dapat ito mismo?
Yeah.
I think medyo tricky question kasi it really depends on the brand. So there are brands na talagang these are the only components that you will be working with. At saka meron din ibang brands na medyo flexible. Kahit anong battery, kahit anong panel or kuya, eventually kung gusto mo siyang palitan, pwede din yun. So I think it's really more of kailangan talaga kausapin yung yung installer mo, ano ba yung plans ko in the future para ma-address na siya as early as now.
Well, I think our kapitbahays will be interested dito sa kwento ng isa naming system owner, no? So, we have this particular system owner. She's an OFW. She's from Bagak. We've originally installed a 10 kilowatt hour of battery. I would not mention the brand, no? So, we installed a 10 kilowatt hour of battery to her. Fast forward, after a year, she called us that she wanted na, Sir G, gusto na namin magdagdag or magpa-additional ng batteries. Unfortunately, the brand that we're talking about is hindi na sila nag-accept dito sa Pilipinas. Meaning to say, they've already phased out ng supply dito sa atin. So, we did we go back and forth na conversation until eventually, they agreed to produce batteries for us. It's because that particular brand, we've carried it for years na. So marami na rin kaming system owners na na-installan doon. So again, going back, it's very important to use or to determine kung anong brand na gusto mo. But I think the most important thing here is that you have to talk with your installer.
Yeah.
No? Meaning to say, as mentioned ni Sir, it's okay to use different brands, but again, for I should say for compatibleness, it's better to use the same brand talaga. Ganun siya.
Yun yung mga considerations. Just in case meron tayong mga kapitbahay na nasa phase na ng solar journey nila na eto na, nag-shopping na lang sila for which specifications.
Yes, definitely.
Yan. Now, speaking of our kapitbahays, we have a question from the Homebodies Facebook group. This one is from Portia Panergo. Sabi niya,
Hi, Ma'am Portia. Shout
ayan,
out sa'yo.
hi kapitbahay Portia. Sabi niya, ano po ang minimum na konsumo ng kuryente para maging practical at masulit ang pagpapakabit ng solar? Sulit ba kung 3,000 lang ang monthly electric bill? So, ako, magdadagdag na ako sa question niya na who is the prime candidate na magbe-benefit sa solar?
Sir, you like to go first?
Sulat natin yung answer. Let's start with how much yung monthly electric bill, average monthly electric bill, para masabi natin na, alam mo, pag nag-solar ka, bawing-bawi ka na dito.
Okay.
Kaya na yan. I'm sure ma-ROI mo yan or magbe-benefit ka na. And it could be different for different people. And syempre, Meralco provincial rate. So, to reveal the answers, you have 3, 2, 1, reveal.
Hindi naman malayo.
Mas mahal lang sale dito. Maybe pares lang tayo ng consumption. Mas mahal lang.
Okay, let's start with our friends from Bataan. So, 4K.
Yeah, well,
greater.
Number one reason kung bakit 4K, it's because it's the least amount of electricity na na-serve namin.
Okay.
So, they have an average electric bill of 4,200, 4,100. So, regardless of the limit, marami tayong makikita, 5K, dapat 7K, 8K. But at the end of the day, I think it will all boil down sa ano bang objective mo? Right? Because it doesn't matter kung may 2,000 bill ka lang, may 3,000 bill ka lang, but if your objective is to save, then definitely solar is for you. And if you don't want to save, and why go to solar pa? So I guess, yun nga, kung gusto mong makasave, you'll go to solar regardless kung anong electric bill mo.
May na-foresee ka bang parang ROI horizon ng pag 4K yung bill?
Oh, sure. Well,
mga ilang taon yan?
No. Again, if the way we design our solar power system, it's dependent on the bill and the consumption, Mayora. So those are the factors that we're looking at. However, in terms of the ROI, dahil nga naka-base tayo dun sa system mo, sa consumption mo, the ROI normally ranges from 3 years pag grid-tied, and pag hybrid naman, it's normally around 5 to 6 years. It's because pag hybrid,
Kasama na pati yung
battery, and meaning it requires you more investment.
Yeah.
Whereas pag grid-tied, mas mababang investment, mas mabilis ang ROI mo. Correct me if I'm wrong, sir.
Yeah,
I think 3 years ang grid-tied, and then
Yes.
5 to 6 years naman pag hybrid.
Totally agree. So even then with the current numbers that we have right now, ganun talaga ang range ng ROI natin. And I think mababawi mo naman din yan eventually because ang panels usually 25 to 30 years ang warranty niyan, performance warranty. So definitely magiging worth it yung investment.
Okay, so not to be a downer, syempre ako lang naman ay matalinong consumer.
Skeptic.
If the warranty is 20 to 30 years, how are we sure that they will not close down before 20 years? Is there a guarantee to that?
Well, walang forever. The joke lang.
Gusto ko yun. Sorry, sagot mo, sir.
Pero I think, it really depends on the brand eh. If there are brands na may history na siya na parang it's really parang nandun sila with the client, with the installers, and with the different brand partners, I think dun nyo talaga kailangan tignan at aralin. Ano ba yung mga brands na talagang sa tingin in the next 30 to 50 years nandyan pa? Kasi baka mamaya, di ba parang kahit yung mga installers retired na or something, at least at the end of the day, meron pa rin silang mababalikan na brand.
Yeah. And just to add lang, Mayora, no, I think what you would want to know is that ano ba yung normal na inaabot talaga? Totoo bang 25 to 30 years?
Yes, exactly.
But I should say, well, I'm not saying that we've already more than 5 years in the industry right now, and we've already we've built our networks with other installers, and even yung mga kuya na natin sa installation business, na solar power business, is that may mga na-experience tayong 10 years, more than 10 years na yung solar panel nila, functioning pa din. May mga solar panels na 13 years na, functioning pa din. So again, as mentioned ni Sir, it all depends on the performance, and I think it's another thing, how do you maintain that equipment as well.
Ayan yung mga, babalikan natin tong mga things na to. Pero now, dahil ang mga kapitbahay natin very, alam mo, mahirap ang buhay. So, medyo matindi ang kapit sa cash,
Sure,
diba?
sure.
Before we hand it out,
Sure.
ang daming tanong.
Sure.
So, another question that we commonly get is, how do you determine the size of the system that you need?
Okay.
Ano yung mga, I guess, how do you compute?
Yeah. So I think ito yung napag-usapan kanina. So there will be two options, no? Meron number one, rule of thumb, as Sir mentioned, na parang if it's 1 kilowatt, that's more or less 1,000 pesos based on your monthly bill. But I think there will always be that custom option. So it will be determined based doon sa consumption ng household. So for Helios, we have what we call sunfit. So the sunfit process is where a field force officer will go to the house, mag-ocular, magtatanong ng mga questions, ilan ba yung aircon, gaano ba karami yung nakatira dito, ano ilang ref ba meron kayo, kasi minsan ibang bahay, dalawa. Tapos tatanungin din, ano na yung naging past 6 months ng electric bill nyo? And from there, we compute it properly para makapagbigay kami ng proper system. Kasi sometimes may question niya na parang, okay, ito yung consumption nyo now, pero pag nagka-solar ba kayo, mag-i-increase ba yung consumption nyo? So, kailangan ba natin dagdagan ng onti yung panels? Kailangan ba nating lakihan ng onti yung battery? So, in that conversation, dun talaga lalabas yung magiging recommendation namin for your household.
Sir, question. What if baliktad? Have you ever had a client who said, engineer, ang budget ko 300,000 lang? Makakabitan pa rin ba sila ng solar?
Oh yeah, definitely. That's
Yung
a very...
parang alam nila na hindi ako magze-zero bill,
Yeah.
pero ito lang talaga pero gusto ko na magpa-solar to help our family.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's a very good point, Mayora. No, as we've mentioned earlier, our solar power system has 3 major components. Nandyan si solar panels, nandyan yung inverter natin, and pag hybrid, nandyan yung battery natin. Having that particular budget, or meron kang budget on mind, ito lang pwede kong gamitin. What we will be suggesting, or what we will be advising, is that you have to talk with your solar power system provider, be transparent with your budget, and then work around on that. But here's the most important thing, I guess. You have to have your system prepared for future expansion. Anong ibig sabihin nun? Yes, maaari tayo mag-limit sa number of solar panels. Yes, maaari tayo mag-limit sa number and capacity ng batteries. But make sure that our inverter is ready to handle your improvements in the future. Again, ulitin natin, it is imperative na yung inverter natin is ready to handle the improvements na meron tayo in the future. So, yeah.
That's a nice way to put it. I
Yes.
mean, it's very helpful para yung mga kapitbahay natin. Alam na nila kung ano yung i-investa nila
Yeah.
and that is the inverter
Sure.
for future-ready expansion.
Yes.
We've talked about, ito yung parang pinaka-minimum kumbaga na mag-ROI. Pero alam naman natin sa Homebodies, maraming mayaman. Yung mga nanonood dyan.
Ilan ang
manifest-
percent ng mga mayayaman?
Hindi ako.
Based sa statistics. Based sa
Alam mo sa
statistics.
Homebodies, maraming mga mansion, yung mga high ceiling, ang daming bedrooms.
Mga bagong paggawa.
Oo.
Bagong paggawa.
Or
Bago
yung mga-
renovate. Bagong
Or
renovate.
yung mga magpapagawa pa lang ng houses, 'di ba? So, let's just assume yung mga Meralco bill nila more than 5K na, 10K na. Ano naman yung itsura ng setup pag ganun kalalaki yung houses?
Yeah, siguro I'll repeat lang din yung nabanggit na ni Sir Joy kanina, no. Katulad ng mention niya, ang rule of thumb is for every 1,000 peso of electric bill, it's equivalent to 1 kilowatt of solar panel capacity. We're talking about here the solar panel capacity, all right, Mayora? So, if your electric bill is ranging from, I should say, 9,000 to 11,000 or average 10,000 pesos, kung equivalent niya per kilowatt, that would be 10 kilowatt. Again, per 1,000 peso, per 1,000 peso of electric bill, ang rule of thumb is 1 kilowatt. So, kung 10,000 pesos ang electric bill mo, that's equivalent to 10 kilowatt. So, that's the rule of thumb. However, as mentioned by Sir Joy earlier, no, it all depends on the nature of your consumption and also your future plans. Mayora, may mga instances, pagkakabit ng solar, 10K. Ay, bibili ako 2 aircon, tag 2.5, papakabit ako. Nasaan
Kulang
na yung
na.
consumption natin?
Magugulat na lang.
Magugulat na lang. And unless you've been transparent with your solar power system provider, you've mentioned your future plans to them, and then yung design nila is na-layout na nila. O ma'am, dahil may plano kang magpa-add pala ng solar, maglalagay tayo ng additional solar panels. So that's how it goes. So normally, 1,000 pesos, 1 kilowatt. So 10,000 pesos, that's 10 kilowatt. And same goes with the 5,000. So kung may 5,000 ka na bill, that would be equivalent to roughly around 5 kilowatt din.
Galing ko na mag-math, guys. Kaya ko na yun. Pag tinanong niyo ako, magre-reply na ako. Now, my question is with square meters naman. So,
Okay.
how big is one panel?
Right
Standard
now,
size.
tama, no? You can correct me, no? But it's around 6 feet by 4 feet, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, if that's correct as well, no. But if we're talking, if we're referring to the square meter, it's around 2.6 square meters per solar panel.
So, if you want, so ilang kilowatt hour per solar panel?
Okay, if we will, let's start with nasa 10K na.
Ayan na, magkakompute tayo.
Baka gusto niyo i-drawing ba?
So nasa 10K tayo, Mayora.
Yeah.
Nasa 10K na monthly bill tayo. If we're talking about roughly around 11 or 10 kilowatt na, that will require you at least, I should say, 16 solar panels. That's 9.92 kilowatt. Chin. May effects ba lalabas din? Yung nagaganon na effects? Direct may ganon ba effects na gumaganon? Anyway, kidding aside. So, if we will install a 9.92 kilowatt for that 10,000 pesos of monthly bill, that will require you at least, Mayora, 16 solar panels. So, if we will multiply 16 solar panels multiplied by 2.6, that's roughly around 35 square meters. So, mga ganun yung numerong tinitingnan natin. Okay, so, again, per solar panels is 2.6 square meters. Per solar panel, merong 620 watts, may 650 watts, may 700 watts na rin. So, it all depends. But again, going back to the question, one solar panel is roughly around 2.6 square meters.
Ayan. Mga kapitbahay, at least
Compute
meron
nyo na.
kayo. Oo, kayo na lang mag-compute sa mga sarili niyong bahay. Pero at least may guidance na rin kayo. Kasi minsan, kunyari, ang bill nyo is 20,000. Pero ang roof, yung naaarawan na part sa bahay nyo is less than 35 square meters.
Definitely.
Hindi
mayroon.
kaya.
Of course, yeah, definitely.
So, yun yung mga,
limitations natin
Yes.
right now.
So, now we've talked about the setup. So, we know there's battery, inverter, and solar panels. We've also kind of have given our kapitbayas an idea how to compute it. The next question that follows is usually, what brand? So, we're not sponsored here, but we are open for sponsorships. If you want to
Shout out,
sponsor us,
shout out sa inyo.
please email hello@homebuddies.community. Okay. So, again, you have your papers, and then isa-isahin natin. So, sabi niyo, ang pinaka-important is inverter. But as we know, meron tayong mga kapitbahay na may 5 aircon. Meron din tayong kapitbahay na electric fan lang. So, let's start with, so we will be showing 2 kinds of brands. One would be our Save, and then other be Splurge. So, dun mo tayo sa Save. Mga tipid brands ng inverter. What would be your recommended or,
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
brands na mapagkakatiwalaan? I-save nyo, i-screenshot nyo to mga kapitbahay para ipakita nyo sa inyong mga solar installers or compare kung yung recommendation ba nila ay recommendation din ng provider ninyo. Okay? Reveal. 3, 2, 1.
Okay ba talaga?
Okay,
Wow, magkaiba. Okay, we have
Okay.
Lux Power, we have Deye Solis. Okay, so sinong gusto na
Siguro I can start.
Okay.
For Lux Power kasi, I think tried and tested na namin to. This is, I think, one of the good, let's say, I don't want to call it budget, pero one of the, on the cheaper side ng mga inverters that can really make sure na gagana yung system mo for the next 5 to 10 years.
How do you know where Lux Power is from?
I think this is also from China.
China,
Yes,
okay.
yes. And I think majority din naman lahat doon nila manufacture.
That's correct.
But yeah, this one is a good brand for us. Yeah, and maganda rin yung after sales nila. So this is, yun.
Okay. And then Deye
So,
Solis.
defend ko si Deye naman. Well, again, as mentioned ni Sir, these are the brands that are more on the cost-efficient side.
Yes.
On top of that, I think that's what's more important is the functions at yung informations na binibigay ng mga brand na to sa atin. There are other brands na I think mas much cheaper, but again, in terms of the features or in terms of the datas na gusto mong makita as the homeowner or as the kapitbahay, mas okay sa ito dahil sila nagpapakita ng mga features na yan.
And these 2 brands carry hybrid inverters.
Yes, hybrid and
Yes, hybrid.
grid-tied
And grid
systems.
tie,
Yep.
meron din.
Yeah, meron din,
Okay. Okay, next is
Shout out.
shout out.
Shoutout sa Lux Power.
Guys, baka naman.
Okay, ang next naman natin is for high-end. Kapag, I'm willing to invest, gusto ko maganda yung inverter. Or, kumbaga branded. Ito yung luxury designer inverter. Okay, reveal in 3, 2, 1, go! Ay, hindi pa rin sila same. Okay, ikaw naman, sir.
Well, that shows that this is a very, malawak na market.
Yes.
Yes.
Correct. And we have a lot of options. That's very good. But it's important na malaman natin yung ano ba yung mga features nila. No? Well, I just say Sig Energy is the #1 brand of residential solar power systems in Australia.
Australia.
It is widely used in Europe as well.
Yeah.
And as we all know, Australia is the largest rooftop solar power systems in the world. Yeah, they have the
So,
largest.
Ang maganda kasi dyan, parang required sila na every house na gagawan, magpapatayo ng bagong bahay.
Sa Australia.
Yes, kailangan mo na magpalagay ng solar.
Solar.
Oh
So
my
that's
gosh.
the reason why.
When kaya sa Pilipinas, no?
And that's the reason why Sig Energy brand is the #1 inverter. Sig Energy brand is already so yung mga techie dyan, Sig Energy brand is already running on its AI system. You have the smart way of controlling your consumptions as well. Si Sig Energy na rin yung magdidictate kung ano dapat mong ginagamit, ano ang dapat niyang ibinibigay, kung galing ka ba ng solar or galing ka ng battery or kailangan mong humingi ng tulong sa electric distribution utility. So that's a very good feature na meron si Sig Energy. And one thing I also want to highlight, again, hindi po sponsored. No?
Hindi sponsored pero willing
Sir, I think I
magpa-sponsor.
have to mention din, so for hybrid systems, sir, meron tayong may mga pagkakataon na during power interruption, tinatanong din to Mayora, automatic bang lilipat sa solar pagka
Or
nagkaroon ng
papatay ba muna bago
Of course, Mayora. But with normal inverters or with the cost-efficient inverters such as Deye and Solis, meron pa tayong time delay na roughly around 5 seconds. Ibig sabihin, 5 seconds, mamamatay yung kuryente natin sa bahay, your computers, your aircon, and everything else. But with Sig Energy systems, there's a seamless switch.
Parang tinitimpla na niya.
Yes,
all
and meron na
time.
siyang built-in na UPS or uninterrupted power supply. Automatic, pag down si inyong electric distribution utility, automatic papasok si solar. So, seamless transition siya.
Nice. Ito naman.
Yeah, Atmos naman here.
Atmos.
Hindi sponsor, pero willing
Willing mag-sponsor. Yun lagi yung...
But I mean, Sig Energy is also our partner, no? But for me, Atmos is because I think this is the technology of microinverters. So kanina, what we were discussing is meron kang specific inverter na nakakabit sa wall mo, tapos isa lang siya. For this one naman, for Atmos kasi, it's the technology of microinverters, meaning per panel, meron kang isang microinverter. So lahat ng naka-harvest ng panel na yun, nakikita doon sa each na microinverter. So if you have 12 panels in your home, you have 12 microinverters.
So you also know, pag may isang faulty,
Yes.
makikita mo agad.
Yun ang
kasi-
maganda sa microinverter technology. Kunwari, yung isang panel and yung isang microinverter nasira, meron ka pa ring 11 na nag-harvest. Because if in the usual or ordinary inverter, kapag ang isang inverter lang, tas nasira to, hindi ka na makakapag-harvest. But unlike dito sa technology ng Atmos, ma-divide niya yung harvesting mo.
Ooh,
Yeah.
it sounds fancy, pero I see the point why
well,
it's useful.
I think I have to add, not
Yeah.
sorry, Sig Energy, balikan ko si Atmos. But with Atmos and the microinverter technology that they have, Mayora, I think this is more efficient or more feasible sa mga may shading, Sir Jer.
Yes.
So, katulad nung minamention ni Sir Jer kanina, no, may mga solar panels tayo, in order for them to work well, kailangan walang shading yon. But what if sa inyong bahay, mga kapitbahay, may shading talaga na hindi maiwasan? Microinverters is the solution. It's because sa microinverters, kahit yung isa mo shaded, may shade yung isa, ibig sabihin hindi siya magpa-function, the other solar panels will function efficiently as well. Ganon po siya difference niya.
Ang galing!
Okay, so ganun to. May mga konting tips po. So,
Yeah.
if yung may mga shading yung bahay nyo, gusto nyo pa rin magpa-solar, you go with microinverters.
Oh, nice. Magpapabudol na po. Okay, eto naman. So, we're done with inverters. Now, let's go for solar panels naman. Kasi, for me, battery is the least important. It's important, but it's the least priority kung may limited budget. So, let's start with cost-efficient solar panels.
Solar panels.
Bawal magkopyahan.
Hindi pa kami nagtutugma ni Sir. Hindi pa tayo nagtutugma.
Baka magkaibang expo kayo na pinupunta. Okay.
Nice.
Reveal in 3, 2, 1. Magkaiba pa rin talaga.
Kaiba talaga.
Oo.
Sa Pilipinas ba nag-install ka?
Narinig ko na to. Ito hindi pa. So, ikaw na lang mauna. Seraphim.
So I
Saan
think
galing?
initially kasi parang we were discussing more on budget at the end of the day, pero efficient pa rin. So I think this is one of the brands that caters to that. No? It's still on the lower end, but at the same time, it's more or less efficient when it comes to harvesting, of course, sunlight. Pero I think hindi rin naman nagkakalayo with the other solar panel brands, to be honest. With the technology nowadays, sobrang lapit
Especially
lang
the
ng
performances,
panels.
the
Yes.
efficiency performance.
Meron bang mga solar panels na smaller in size but harvests the same capacity?
Well, I could not attest to that because again, Mayora, right now our technology limits us to a 1,000 watt per square meter na efficiency.
Yeah.
Meaning to say our solar cells are made just to, collect a 1,000 watt per square meter of this cell. Limited pa tayo doon. But if they have some way or some technology to increase that, kumbaga, efficiency or capacity, definitely makaka-experience tayo ng ganun. But right
abangan
now,
natin.
wala pa.
Para sa mga wala pang budget, 'di ba? I-wish natin na hopefully in the future smaller size pero
Bigger capacity.
capacity.
Exactly, yeah.
So sir, ito naman yung recommendation mo, which is Jinko.
Yeah, Jinko. I think one thing na ma-add ko again, same efficiency, cost efficient on the lower end, but one thing that we should also consider is the availability siguro, Sir Jer. Kung better na available siya, frequent, okay yung supply dito sa atin, dahil pinag-uusapan natin yung improvement or adjustments, adding solar panels, dun ka na sa, you think na mas okay yung supply chain, kumbaga.
Now, this time, I'm interested to know what is the splurge version of solar panels. Ano nga ba yung, I guess, when you mention the brand later, I want to know ano yung added benefits of having an expensive solar
Yeah.
panel.
Sir, pares na siguro tayo dito.
I feel ko, dito okay na.
Okay, so reveal in 3, 2, 1. First up, Aiko
Yes.
Melendez.
Nagtugma na.
Oo nga.
Sa wakas.
Nagtugma na tayo, sir.
So, bakit Aiko? At for the first time, parehas na sila.
Sige, sure, ikaw muna.
Yeah, maybe I'll go with first the highest efficiency na pino-provide right now. I believe Heiko has the highest efficiency of roughly around 24%. You can correct me, mga kapitbahay, mga kapwa installers. Disclaimer, hindi eksakto, but roughly may 24% na silang efficiency. On top of that, they also have the available larger capacities na may mga 700 watts na sila, may 650 na sila, 655. So, in terms of the aesthetic as well, I should mention, kung may mga kapitbahay tayo na gusto aesthetic yung panel sa bubong.
Meron bang sumisilip sa bubong?
Mayora, pagka din-drone shot yun, kita yung bahay, di ba?
Oo nga naman.
Kailangan maganda yung solar panel. So, Aiko is offering what we call the all-back technology, all-back contact technology. Again, more efficient siya. So, I guess we will go with Aiko with this one.
Yeah, I think same din naman with what we've experienced. But again, at the end of the day, this is really more of a numbers game na eh. Efficiency talaga.
Yeah, and we're talking about efficiency, Sir Jer. Ikwento ko lang, Mayor. And I want to share, definitely po, in our own home, meron kaming solar panels and we use Aiko. With our solar power systems, we can see that, Mayora, dinidiscuss na natin yung efficiency. Kung may, let's say for example, kung may 10 kilowatt ka na solar panel, Sir JR, bakit 7 kilowatt lang yung nakikita ko sa cellphone ko, sa monitoring ko? 10 kilowatt yung nasa bubong. It's because of the efficiency nga po. Comparing Aiko and other brands, sa other brands po, you can experience 60, maybe 70%. May aakyat na mga 75 to 80% ng efficiency. But we Aiko, we already experience around 85 to 90%.
Oh, nice.
So that's what we're talking about here. And that particular percentage, sabihin mong daily yun, gawin mong monthly, gawin mong yearly, in the long run, malaking chunk of savings yung mas makukuha.
And does it change, say, for cloudy days?
Oh, yes. of
How
course.
how much is the harvest? Lalo na ngayon kasi tag-ulan.
To answer that particular, dalas yan. Sir, paano ba pag umuulan? Paano pag
Lalo na ngayon, I'm
makulimlim?
sure.
Well, to give you, dun muna po tayo sa numero. If we, again, dun tayo sa 10 kilowatt, no? If you're experiencing 8 kilowatt normal day, maaraw, 7 kilowatt, 11 a.m., 12 noon, nagse-7 kilowatt ka, nag-8 kilowatt ka, pag maulan, pag makulimlim, please expect it will dive down to 1 kilowatt, maybe
Talaga?
under 600 watts. So we're talking about from 80% efficiency down to 10%, 15% efficiency. So yun yung nakikita natin na disadvantage or limitation right now.
Pero ako, Ferby, I think people shouldn't be worried, no? At the end of the day, sa isang taon, mas marami pa ring sun.
Of
than
course,
rain.
of course.
Yeah.
Again, numbers game, pag in-average out mo siya, swerte pa rin ang Pilipinas.
Yes.
Napakaswerte
kasi
pa din.
maaraw pa rin doon.
Yes, exactly.
That's nice. Okay, so we're done with the inverters. We are done with solar panels. Now, battery.
Okay.
So, what is the cost-efficient brand you recommend for battery?
Okay.
Okay. So, revealing in 3, 2, 1. Ay, magkaiba na sila ulit. Yun lang yung napag-group chatan nila. Okay. So, you mentioned this brand din kanina. Is
Yes
it
po.
the same brand?
Yeah, same brand
okay.
of inverter and battery. One thing that we are offering sa ating system owners is that if you go with the inverter brand, why not i-partner mo na ng same brand, right? I'm not saying that hindi pwedeng mag-partner ang separate brand or different brand, but go with the one brand para isa lang din ang kausap mo na after sales.
Yeah.
Baka may bundle price.
Pwede. Mayroon.
Okay, eto naman.
For Dynas, I think this one for us, it's tried and tested na rin. So
Of
it's
course.
really one of the best in the market
Of
also.
course, yeah.
So, kumbaga, ba't ka palalayo? Doon ka na sa,
Subok
alam
na.
mong subok na.
Of course, yeah.
Okay, and then for high-end,
For that.
ano kayang battery ang high-end? I think ito yung pinaka mahal na component, no?
Battery.
Battery talaga.
Well, it all depends, Mayor, because if you need or you are required to have a higher capacity na
Yes.
inverter, definitely mas nagmamahal na ang inverter pag mas mataas na ang capacity.
Is it better to have one high-powered inverter or two different inverters?
That's a very good question. Actually, that's a
Yeah.
very good question. To answer that, what we normally recommend is, let's say for example, you're going with a 30 kilowatt na system or 30 kilowatt na system. Even though wala pang 30 kilowatt na inverter, what we would recommend is that baka pwede natin gawing 16-16.
Yeah.
Alright? Or pwede natin gawing 12-12. It's because most importantly, kung mag-breakdown yung isang inverter mo,
Meron ka pang isa.
you still have one inverter pa din na gumagana. So that's a very good point, Mayora. Pwede nating hiwalayin, pwedeng magkaiba, pwedeng same capacity sa isa lang. Yeah.
Okay, ready with your answer? Okay, for high-end battery, same ng kanina.
Yeah, same nung kanina.
Okay,
So,
okay.
They have, again, Sig Energy is the number one brand in Australia and Europe. Still here sa atin, starting yung
Yeah.
industry nila, they're starting. They have commercial and industrial installations na rin, but with residential, they're starting and moving forward na rin sa market.
Atmos is made where?
Design in Germany, but I
Germany.
think, if I'm not mistaken, I think they're manufactured in China,
China.
also.
Yeah.
Are there any locally manufactured solar components?
Right now, parang wala
Wala.
pa.
Wala pa, but
Yeah.
with what we've read with an article, I think meron ng sinusuportahan
Yeah.
in some place south. Nagkakaroon na ng manufacturing
Panels
for
ata.
panels.
Yes.
For panels.
At least, diba? I mean, I'm assuming that once it becomes manufactured here, maybe it's gonna be cheaper.
That would, sa tingin ko, that would be a great factor,
Yes.
Mayora. That would be a great factor.
Yeah.
Because if we can control the manufacture here, we can imply some laws and regulations and to controls.
Hopefully, incentives also.
Incentives also.
Diba, from the
Oh, if you choose a
government.
local brand,
Sure,
dapat
sure.
walang VAT. Charot.
Pwede.
Gusto natin yan.
Pwede.
Now, the most commonly asked question then is it really possible to achieve zero bill?
Oh, yes, definitely.
For sure.
Definitely.
Yeah. Sige, sir, ikaw muna.
Alright, definitely. Is it possible to achieve zero bill? Definitely, pwede pa nga negative.
Yeah.
So, pwede
Kasi
pang
for
negative.
net metering.
For net
Yes.
metering.
Okay.
That's a great question. Now, tanong is, magne-negative bill ka lang ba pag naka-net metering? Magzi-zero bill ka lang ba pag naka-net metering? Most of them answers yes. Kailangan mo mag-net metering bago ka mag-negative or mag-zero bill. But, we've already discussed din later, may off-grid. Pwede mong ikat yung kuryente mo from your distribution utility, totally zero bill ka talaga dahil hindi ka na connected sa kanila. But if you still want to connect with them, connected ka pa rin sa kanila, you're with a hybrid system, definitely you have to apply for net metering first before you achieve zero or negative bill. Okay?
Pero, yeah.
I like to add lang kasi, isa pa, it's also imperative na sufficient yung solar panel capacity mo. We cannot commit na magzi-zero bill ka tapos ang ipapa-install mo, mas maliit na system. So definitely, a well-designed system will yield you zero or even negative bill.
It's really depending talaga on the system, how it's designed. So it's really important you talk to that installer, kung sino man siya, na parang ito ang goal ko, ito yung future
Of course,
plans ko.
of course.
And ito gusto ko by next month ito, or by in the next few months na lang.
Few months na lang.
Few months.
Para
Baka mag-expect. Yung mga kapitbahay natin, baka mag-expect.
Pero I think just to add on to a hybrid system na wala pang net metering. So I've encountered some of our clients na medyo medyo madiskarte kumbaga. So for example, gagamitin nila yung mag-harvest sila sa umaga tapos work from home sila sa umaga. Pagdating sa gabi, electric fan lang naka-on. Yung iba, ref lang ang naka-on tsaka electric fan. In that manner, talagang na-maximize nila yung nandun sa battery storage nila. I haven't experienced na nag-zero agad, but I have experienced less than 100 pesos.
Less than talaga.
Okay.
So talagang kaya siyang diskartehan with the right system and sa tamang consumption.
Yeah.
Sana na-harvest din yung lamig ng aircon.
well, to give an idea, Mayora, napagkwentuhan na rin natin, on our home, we're averaging, solo katawan po, so we're averaging right now, dati nagpa 5,000 kami, 6,000. With the right solar panel system, with the right capacity of battery, we're now paying, last month I paid 90 pesos for my electric bill.
Wow.
And bakit
Sana
hindi ko siya
all.
ma-zero? It's because wala kaming net metering sa village. So again, should we also mention this na, Mayora po, no? Hindi po lahat pwedeng mag-net metering.
Okay.
Let's get that straight, no? Hindi po lahat pwedeng mag-net metering. Particularly yung mga nasa villages pa, yung under pa ng mga homeowners association. If your bill is not directly coming from the distribution utility, such as Meralco, such as Batelex, such as Penelco, so on and so forth. Pag hindi pa galing sa kanila yung electric bill mo, meaning to say, hindi ka pa pwede mag-net metering dahil either BAPA ka pa or yun naka homeowners association ka pa.
Oh.
Okay? So again, you can only lower as much as possible, pero hindi ka pa magzi-zero pag wala ka net.
But answering the question, possible ba mag-zero? Yes, it
Yes,
will
possible.
definitely be possible.
Yeah.
Na-inspire ako. Parang magpapakabit na ako. Ang wish ko lang talaga is, eventually, condos also would have this opportunity. Kasi right now, as you mentioned, I mean, it's not net metering, pero yung bill namin, di ba, would go through.
Yes,
certain-
parang ganun po
Yeah.
siya, Mayora. Exactly.
So it's hard to, make my own decisions
Of
when
course, of
I'm
course.
part of a
Totoo naman.
condo
Totoo po yun.
building.
But to add, siguro, there are new technologies nowadays, no, Mayora. So, one of the innovations is a balcony solar. So, this one naman, I think it's more friendly for condos right now. Pero syempre, maliit lang ang system nito. Mga, at max, baka 1 kilowatt lang siya. But, if you really need something that can help you in your condo, there are available balcony solars now in the Philippines. Meron ding available na power stations, yung mga talagang battery siya na pwede mong i-charge and then pwede mo rin ikabit yung mga appliances mo doon. So I think right now there are other solar products kasi pwedeng i-connect yung solar minsan. So yeah.
One last question before we do our closing and your last nuggets of wisdom. Are there any other expenses you expect pag napakabit na? Kunyari, nag-invest na sila 500,000. Ayan na, sabi nyo, zero bill. Sige. What other things should they expect? Like, every year na babayaran or something to look forward to 5 years down the road? What expenses are those?
Yeah, well, we're very fortunate na dahil having a solar power system that is reliable, that is well-maintained, that is well taken care of, it will not require you a yearly or you will not expect na may papalitan at papalitan ka, no? But maybe we can talk about the improvements, the expansions, the additional battery capacity. I think doon dapat i-look forward ng mga kapitbahay natin, no, na magiging expenses nila. Again, if well taken care of naman po yung system natin, if well-maintained naman, naayos yung battery, na-update yung inverter, right? I think we're more on, pagdating sa maintenance is, ilan pa ba yung pwede kong idagdag na system? No? Ilan pa ba yung pwede kong i-add na battery? So yun na, or kung halimbawa man on its shelf life, halimbawa si battery, ang shelf life is saying 12 to 15 years. So in its 12th year or its 15th year, you have to replace your battery or you have to upgrade the battery naman. And same goes with the solar panels naman.
Yes.
No, with solar panels, baka mamaya, in 5 years, in 10 years, uy, may mas magaganda ng technology, katulad nung sinabi mo, Mayora. Mas maliit na space, mas maliit na surface area, mas malaking power harvest capacity. So, yun yung mga pwedeng i-consider.
Sana when that time comes, pwedeng buyback. Parang iPhone. Di ba?
Palit na lang.
Trade mo na lang.
Di ba?
Yeah, so again, mga maintenance po, very much unlikely, basta po well-maintained and well-taken care.
For us kasi, we recommend siguro a yearly maintenance of cleaning the panels at least, no? And really checking the system. Kasi right now naman, for us, yung clients, namomonitor naman namin yung mga performance din eh. So, I think it's really more of double-checking lang the other components for expansion talaga. But another thing siguro is, siguro you can also check with your installers, kumbaga, other components, for example lang, battery, ilan yung lifetime niya? Kailan ba siya kailangang palitan? I mean, ang mga batteries for sure may mga cycle counts yan eh. Hindi siya running forever. So, with the good technology naman nowadays, tatagal naman yan the more than 5 years. So, you just have to really double check, make sure that everything is monitored properly.
Yeah.
And when you mentioned cleaning, is it something that people can DIY, akyat sila sa bubong? Or is it required na a professional cleaner does it, parang sa aircon? Or meron ng kapitbahay tayo nagtanong, sabi niya, kapag umulan ba, enough na yun na, kumbaga parang kotse, di ba? Ayaw magpa-car wash, paulan na lang. Will it clean the panels?
Well, I think it does a little bit clean it. Pero syempre, may magkakaroon ka eventually ng mga buhangin. I mean, kunwari, yung mga dust sa air. And better talaga you ask a professional to do it for you. Wag kayong aakyat ng bubong dahil delikado yan. I wouldn't recommend it. So professionals na maglilinis at least once a year for maintenance is already a good,
And I definitely agree because hindi lang solar panels ang nasa ibabaw.
Yes.
May wirings yan. May conduit na nasa ibabaw. And for you to protect your own investment and your own solar power system, ipagkatiwala mo na sa professional nga, sabi ni Sir Joy. And what we normally recommend, pag mga nasa residential areas naman, it's once every 2 years at least. once every year, pag mga nasa major highways ka, mas madalas kang maalikabukan. Maybe twice a year kung magpalinis ka. So, it will...
And cleaning is not expensive?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Hindi naman.
Definitely.
Okay.
Kasi hindi naman siya isang system agad.
Oo, kasi mamaya, okay, once every 2 years lang, pero 10,000 pesos.
Yeah, it varies pa rin sa solar power system
Yeah.
Sa laki din.
installer mo. And sa laki din.
Yep.
Depende on the size.
Yun, mga kapitbahay, super nag-enjoy ako sa episode na to. Again, we have Engineer Jay of Salinas. And then we have Mr. Gerard of Helios. And you now have the time to introduce yourselves, your company to Home Buddies for one last time.
Again, thank you for the opportunity for the home buddies. Sa mga kapitbahay namin, thank you for the opportunities. I would like to take this opportunity to greet our system owners way back in mga nasa Bataan. Hello there, guys. One thing na maiiwan ko sa mga kapitbahay natin is always think of future-proofing not only your home but your life as well. Let's always think, moving forward tayo, what's the best for us. It's important for us to have our own objective really, really determined before we ask or seek help from others. It's because regardless kung sino man ang installer mo, if you did not mention or if you did not laid out your plans, your priorities, your true numbers in terms of consumption, you will not have the proper system designed for you. So again, talk to your solar power system providers, determine your objective, prioritize your needs, and then design the proper system for you. Alright? Most importantly, have reviews, do some research, check their portfolios, and select the best solar power system provider for you.
So hi, my name is Gerard. I'm from Helios. I'm the head of marketing there. Siguro yung last ko na lang na advice for everyone is, apart from, of course, discussing the system, yung objectives, one of the things that you really need to ask is, kamusta naman yung after sales? These are not perfect systems. These are not perfect components. At the end of the day, merong masisira or merong kailangang i-repair. Minsan, kailangan palitan. But I think what you need to really ask is not only the installer, but also the brand partners or the brand na kukunin mo kung kamusta yung maging after sales sila. Because at the end of the day, sila yung babalik at babalikan mo. But yeah, shameless plug for Helios naman, we will always be the partners for all of our clients. But of course, there are other providers as well there. So yeah, I think that's it.
Yes. Depende na lang siguro where you are located, what's available to you, and kung sino ang maunang mag-reply sa inyo sa Facebook. And that's it for today's budget hearing. Before we officially end this session, I just want to share a reminder. We have a petition that we are supporting together with Make Sense Asia. And we call on all of you to help us sign this petition for awareness, and also it could help policymakers make better decisions to make electricity more accessible and more affordable for all Filipinos. So the movement is called Sayang ang Araw, Gawing Mura ang Solar. Huwag nating palampasin ang opportunity na ito. Sign our petition at letsgorenewable.ph or by scanning the QR code that we will post on the screen. You can also check the link in the caption below. And if you have more questions about solar, mag-comment lang kayo and we'll try to answer them on the next episode. Once again, this is Mayor Francis of Home Buddies. May the sunny days be with you, mga kapitbahay!